Hi, my name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip is going to be using the ball. We're going to be bouncing off the ball. We're going to be doing what's called lift off. This is lift off. One hand's always on the ball, and this week what we're going to do is take our feet a little wider than what we have been doing. So feet a little bit wider, and what we're going to do is just tap the toe to the floor. Now, I'm just going to turn around so you can actually see what I'm doing with my hands. You can see that I've always got one hand on the ball at least. Just shifting my weight a little bit from side to side, not very far. So as I take one arm up off the ball, the other hand goes back down on the ball. And the reason behind that is to make sure the ball is exactly where I left it last. I need to have that reassurance. Doing this with no hands on the ball, well, that's when people start saying things like, I feel insecure, I feel like I'm going to fall off the ball. That's why. So make sure you always have one hand on the ball, and you only come up as high as that arm is long. Yeah, does that make sense? So if you've got really long arms, like me, you might find this a little bit easier, but for most people, we all have basically the same length of arms. You're all going to be doing like a mini squat the whole time. That's why it's quite effective. Get a bigger ball if you find that your legs are just burning out of control, yeah? So, feet wide apart, and now we're reaching up, just lifting the heel off the floor. There's lots of different ways that we can do this. So we've got, obviously, a single arm raise. You can do two on each side, so you're changing the number of repetitions that you're performing. And then, of course, there's the big circle that you can do in front. Now, I really love this exercise, mainly because of the freedom that you get inside with the shoulder joints. So you want to feel like your hand is weighted. You swing past the knees and allow the momentum of that arm to swing it all the way around. So you're not cranking around with the shoulder, trying to do circles like this. Let the hand sweep past both knees, and then it will whip itself around in a way that feels really good on the shoulder. So we can play around with this. We can do like a 1, 2, 3 and swing. 1, 2, 3 and swing. 1, 2, 3 and swing. Now if you're doing more repetitions on one arm, try and get that hand to come all the way down to your thigh. So it's up and all the way down, up and all the way down, getting that full range movement pattern, which will guarantee that your heart rate goes up. It's a great way to train the body, get it warm, increase heart rate. If you're someone that's got a ball and you use it for a chair at work, this is a great way to break up the sitting. You know, the whole point of using the ball at work is to actually move on the ball, not to use it as a chair, because what often happens for a lot of people is they slouch on the ball and they look a little bit like this, which is pretty unattractive, but also defeats the purpose of why you've got the ball, to improve your posture. So when you're on the ball, firstly, think about sitting up straight, but keep refreshing those muscles by doing some sort of activity. And if you're really serious about how long and how often you sit down for, set your timer on your phone or on your computer, and then every 30 minutes, get up, do something that requires some more movement and get your heart rate up. You don't even have to leave your desk. And what a fun way to do it. Well, you might need to leave your desk slightly. You've got to roll back away from it so that you can do all of this. But it's a great way to insert that little bit of cardio that is expected, and research has based it on 3 minutes of movement every 30 minutes of sitting down. So if you're thinking about your health, you're concerned about cholesterol, you're concerned about blood sugars, then this is the way to combat that, especially if you are in a role that requires you to sit down for lengthy periods of time. Grab a ball, set your timer, every 30 minutes, get up and do something like this. And that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.